Throwing a lure with an open hook into this is one of the most uncomfortable things we can do as a bass angler. We know it's going to get stuck. Well, in this video, we will show you underwater why that is not only okay, but actually a good thing. In the last several weeks, I have mentioned on and off the effectiveness of the jig worm. Anglers up north have done this for decades with incredible success. We will go over why it works and how to fish it, but first, let's start with situations where I feel it works best. I like to find one of two things. First, either vegetation that is isolated, small patches scattered around, or I like to fish a very defined weed edge. That edge may stretch for hundreds of yards, but it has a clear breaking point or stopping point that gives me a lot of confidence because I don't want my lure to get too buried up. Now, let's look at the reasons why this works so well. Number one, look at this. See all these little prey species in here? On this little clump of weeds, they are all over. In this situation, the prey are both panfish and baby bass. These weeds are full of them. Now, vegetation, in my opinion, is the #1 place for vulnerable prey to hide, and predators of all species know this. Now, number two, there are lots of food sources on the actual vegetation itself that these little fish eat, and bigger panfish feed on these stems and leaves. Insects come to mind right away. Panfish will literally pick insects right off the vegetation. Now, number three, when our open hook lure grabs this vegetation and we shake it, it not only will draw the curiosity of fish in the area, but it can also get those prey species starting to feed, and that can draw the attention of predators. So, how do we fish this? Well, a traditional jig worm may use a regular round ball jig head, or a lot of anglers will rig a shaky head backwards. When the vegetation is thicker, this can work great. Now, I also like to use a standard open hook Ned rig. When the vegetation is more sparse, I find that the lighter weight is more apt to hold higher up in the water column and not fall right to the bottom. And that is my goal, to get the lure hung on the grass higher up. The bass will literally come right up and see what is going on and either pick it off the weeds, or when we snap it free, they will react to it. That is when a lot of the bites happen. You will start to pull the lure from the grass, give it a snap, and then boom, they grab it. You will just feel the rod load up. Now, when the lure first gets hung on the way down, try wiggling it in place and kick off some of the debris on the grass. This gets the prey species in the area all reacting to it, and then go ahead and snap the lure free. Like I said, the bite is more of a load as opposed to a solid thump. And the beautiful thing about this technique is that it's different. There are so many anglers that don't really give this a try because it is very unnatural to throw an open hook into something like this and get deliberately stuck, but it works. Well, good luck with it, and let me know how it does for you. And hey, if you want to watch a video on tumbling for bass and exactly what is that and how it works, go ahead and check this one out right here. And make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.